start with eyes closed and just take a second, just see kind of what comes up for you as you shut off your visual senses and begin to shift your focus inward. So just noticing thoughts, feelings, emotions, physical sensations that are arising. Just see what comes up. Let's start to narrow our focus a little bit and begin to concentrate on the breath, breathing down into the low belly. Imagining that you're expanding like a balloon all 360 degrees, not just out in front of you, but down side to side and behind you. And gently bring your attention back to your breath if your mind begins to wander. Good, and open your eyes, and let's start moving around a little bit. We'll take our block out and come right into a tabletop position, hands directly under shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips, beginning a cat-cow. Inhale to lift the gaze, open through the heart, lift the sit bones, and exhale to round through the spine, chin to chest, belly in towards the back body. Inhale, unfurl, open, expand. Exhale, rounding, contracting, hollowing out completely. Continue using the rhythm of your own breath. Initiating movement from the bottom of the spine to the top. So the pelvis rocking back and forth. Yes, on your next inhalation, we're going to come into some twists. So inhale to reach up with the right arm, opening, looking up, and exhale to reach through. Keep the left arm straight. Inhale to reach up, shoulder blade coming in towards the spine. And exhale, reach through, shoulder blade coming away from the spine. A few more using your own breath pacing. Good, coming back to neutral, tabletop. On an inhalation, starting second side. Oh my God, you guys. Sorry, it was a spider, scared me. Oh my goodness. All right, coming back to the neutral spine. We're going to now cross the legs. Bring the right knee to the midline and cross the left leg behind the right. Bring your ankles out to the side. So instead of them staying behind you, you're going to bring them out laterally best you can. Now squeeze the thighs together and begin rocking and rotating through the hips. So drawing a big circle with the belly button, rotating. Don't forget to breathe as you're here. Getting this sense of swirling sensation, of fluidity, and switch directions. Good, and come to stillness. Now you will need your blocks for this. You're going to come up on the blocks and walk your blocks back towards your body, and then you can flip them one to the highest height, and then begin to come into an upright posture, shoulders stacked over the hips. Now you might not make it, you might stay like here, that's totally fine. If you're feeling that stretch, which I'm sure you are, that's absolutely fine. But if you end up making it here, work to lengthen the tailbone, so slight tuck of the pelvis. You can bring your arms up over your head, clasping onto elbows. Take a few deep breaths. Good, release the elbows if you have your arms over your head. Hands come back to the blocks walk out in front, and then the hands come down to your mat. Now tuck those toes underneath you and press back into a cross-legged downward facing dog. Now pick up your right foot and bring it back and behind your left foot. So now your left leg is in the front, and then drop the knees back down, and we'll begin our rotations, drawing the circle with the hips, rocking and rolling around and around. Trying to make the biggest, smoothest circle that you can. Don't worry about it being perfect though, just keep that fluidity, keep that motion and switch directions. Keep the breath moving in and out. All right, finding stillness through the hips, grab the blocks. Slowly walk your hands and blocks closer to your body, flipping up to highest height, and perhaps coming up to stack shoulders over the hips, squaring hips to the front, just the best that you can. It might not be perfect, but just do your best. Opposite, so bringing arms overhead, try to clasp on the opposite way to the elbow. So it's probably the way that feels a little funky, is the way that you have not done yet. Lengthen through the tail and breathe. Good, and slowly arms come down, hands come to block, walk the blocks out, and hands come down to mat. Tuck your back toes under and press into your cross-legged down dog. Beautiful. Now uncross those feet and legs so that you're in a traditional downward facing dog. On an inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, bring it through. Right foot to the outside of the right pinky. Drop the back knee down. Top of the back foot comes down. Hold and breathe here. Option to have blocks underneath your hands. Wherever you are with your props, pull the chest forward and drop the shoulder blades down. Relax and let go through the right leg. Breathing into the hips, into any tension. Beautiful. If your hands came up on blocks, set them to the side. Place your left palm down. Press your right palm to the inside of your right knee and look over your right shoulder, coming into a twist. Immediately direct your attention back to your breath. Deep into the belly, breathing into low back. Right hand comes down through center. Now we'll come into a counter twist. Right palm down, left arm reaches up. Squeeze the legs to create stability. Really reach with the fingertips up towards the sky. Good, hand comes back down to the floor, tuck back toes, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, you can walk out the heels a little bit, up onto tiptoes and back down, whatever movement feels good. On your next inhalation, the left leg lifts. Exhale, come through, left foot to the outside of left pinky, drop the back knee down. Top of the foot down, and we'll lift the chest, almost like we're trying to extend through the spine, relaxing through left leg. Let the knee fall out to the outside if that's where it wants to go. Pelvis drops down and forward, shoulders relax, steady gaze. Good. If you've come up on blocks, set them aside. Right palm down, left palm presses into the inside of the left knee, looking over the left shoulder. Beautiful. Back through center. Left hand plants right to the inside of the left foot. And we reach up opposite side, right arm lifts. Now really reach up like you're reaching for something. Squeeze the legs towards the center line for stability, and then roll those shoulders down and back. Beautiful. Hand plants, tuck back toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up, and then open through the hip. So that means we're going to externally rotate through that hip and then bend the knee. So we're kind of flop that leg out to the side. Now see if you can keep the left leg square, so the left leg is not twisting, and equal weight through both of the palms. Shoulders are square. Full exhales. Good. Now straighten the right knee and then square the hips. Glide through three-legged high plank and place your right foot right between your thumbs. Drop the back knee down. Top of the back foot comes down. On an inhalation, arms come up over the head. Shoulders relax, pelvis moving down and forward. One more inhale. As you exhale, twist to the right. Arms come down by your in line with your shoulder height. Palms facing away, thumbs up. Gazing over the right shoulder, past the right fingertips. Pelvis stays square to the front. Beautiful. Slowly coming through center, arms rise up over the head. And then hands frame front foot. Now very slowly pressing back, straightening through right knee, bending through back hip. Coming into modified split. That was very slowly rocking the weight forward, frame front foot, tuck back toes, downward facing dog. On an inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale to open through that left hip, bend the left knee, equal weight through the palms, and try not to internally twist through the right hip. Keep that right leg square to the front of your mat. It's an inhale to straighten the left knee and square the hips. Exhale, coming through three-legged plank to plant the foot between the thumbs. Drop the back knee down, top of the foot down. On your next inhale, arms rise up over the head. One more inhale. Exhale, twist left, arms come in line with shoulders. It's an inhale to rise up, arms over the head, coming back through center. And exhale, hands frame front foot. Now pause here. Slowly begin to shift the weight back, straightening through left knee, bending through right hip, coming into the split. Beautiful. On an inhalation, rocking the weight back into the low lunge. Exhale, plant the hands, tuck toes, downward facing dog. It's an inhale to walk your feet to your hands, top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale through flat back, rise up, arms sweep over the head, standing salute. Exhale, Tadasana, arms down by your sides. Inhale, arms lift, clasping all fingers but the index. Exhale, coming into lateral bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend the other way. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale through center. Exhale, arms come by your sides, coming behind you. Interlace all 10 fingers. On an inhalation, reach the fist down, reaching the chest up, and then exhale through bent knees, forward fold, standing yoga mudra. Relax your head and neck completely and really drive the fist up towards the sky, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening through the shoulders, through the chest. Heavy through the head, relax through the neck. Deep bend in the knees, belly resting on the thighs. On an inhalation, arms sweep by your sides, arms come over the head, keep the bend in the knees, chair pose. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high plank, lowering down through chaturanga, elbows squeeze in. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, feet come to the hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise through flat back. Coming to stand, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, Tadasana, arms by your sides. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, sit back, Uttanasana, coming into chair. On your next inhalation, hands come to the heart. Exhale, twist right, hooking outside elbow onto outside thigh. Now look down at the left knee, draw it back if it's traveled forward. Every exhale brings you a little more deeply into your twist. On an inhale, arms rise up, shoulders square. Exhale here, sink a little lower. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, twist left. Watch that right knee, draw it back if it's traveled forward. On your next inhale, unwind, arms overhead, chair. It's an inhale to straighten through the legs, and an exhale to forward fold, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high plank. Now inhale here, holding high plank. Yes, keep your high plank, just a few more breaths. Squeeze the legs, elbows straight, knees straight. Beautiful. Now on your next exhalation, lowering down, knees Belly, chest, elbows squeeze in, tops of the feet down. Inhale, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the right foot between the thumbs. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Hold and breathe. Back heel is up off of the floor. Strong, straight back leg. Squeezing the big muscles of the legs. Beautiful. Now pivot that back foot, that left foot, 90 degrees. Plant the full foot down. The forearm comes to rest on the top of the thigh and reach the left arm over the head. Opening that left hip to the side, squeezing through the back leg. Shoulder down away from the ear. One more inhalation. Exhale to frame front foot, coming down through chaturanga. Meeting in downward facing dog. Hold and breathe in your down dog. On an inhalation, the left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the left foot between the thumbs. Inhale, arms lift overhead. Standing Anjaneyasana, high lunge. Beautiful. Back foot pivots 90 degrees. Place your left forearm down to rest on the top of your thigh. Right arm reaches up over the head. Now, internally, externally rotate through that top shoulder to get the shoulder down away from the ear. Gazing up past the bicep. One more inhale here. Exhale, squaring shoulders, coming through chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, walk feet to hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up through flat back. Standing salute. Exhale, Tadasana. Beautiful. Coming into 5-pointed star. Arms up in line with shoulder height. Outer edge of your feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. Yes. Take your left foot, pivot it 90 degrees. Now look out over the left fingertips and bend through the left knee, coming into warrior two. Spine perpendicular with the floor, not leaning forward, but staying square and stable, shoulders stacked over the hips. Good, on an inhalation, straighten through the front knee. Exhale to reach out over the horizon. When you can reach no more, the arms come into triangle, Trikonasana, using a block to come up to meet the hand. Again, encouraging the shoulders down away from the ears. If you need to stay soft through the knees, then do so. Squeezing through the thighs. Heavy through the outer edge of the back foot. On an inhale, press through back foot to rise up. Exhale, warrior two, bend front knee. Inhale, flip front palm. Exhale, reverse warrior, resting the back arm over the back leg. Just let it relax. Keeping the deep bend in the front knee. And then finding the breath. And we'll begin to flow through warrior two and reverse warrior. On an inhale, coming back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhaling back to warrior one or warrior two. And exhale, arms by your side, straighten front knee, and pivot that foot back in. Beautiful. Floating arms up by your sides. If you use the block, make sure you have it on that side, the second side. Good, we'll pivot the right foot 90 degrees, bend through the right knee, gazing over right fingertips, coming into warrior two. Shoulders relaxed, spine is tall, slight tuck to the pelvis to lengthen the low back. Squeezing through the legs, finding stability through the big muscles, the thighs, the quads, the hamstrings, and the glutes. Ribs are tucked, creating a strong cylinder through the trunk. Stable core. It's an inhale to straighten through front knee. Exhale, reach out over the horizon. And then the arms will come into Trikonasana. Now open up through this hip. So if this hip had a headlight on it, it wouldn't be facing down, it would be facing straight out, right? So open that hip, squeeze through the glute on the top leg. Yeah, so instead of rotating, right, and collapsing, you're de-rotating, you're opening up. It's an inhale to drive through back foot, rise up. Exhale, bend front knee, warrior two. Inhale, flip front palm. Exhale, reverse warrior. Hold and breathe here. Keeping the deep bend through the front knee. Shoulder, relax. And we'll begin our flow through warrior two and reverse warrior. It's an inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, reverse. Try to keep the movement isolated to above the hips. Inhaling back to your warrior two. Exhale, arms relax by your side, straighten front knee, and pivot the foot back in. Hands come to the hips. On an inhale, lift the chest like you're gonna touch your elbows behind you, back bend. Exhale through your back bend, forward fold, hinging through the hips. At the bottom, completely relax. Let your arms come down to your mat. And you can adjust how far away your feet are. You might want to come a little bit wider in your stance. Completely relax from the tail all the way to the top of the head, feeling space between each vertebrae increase and soften. Take a few deep breaths. Good, coming into a flat back, tenting the fingertips underneath the shoulders, taking the right hand and placing it directly under your heart. We're gonna be coming into a twist. So I want light weight in the fingertips of the right hand directly underneath you. On your next inhale, lift the left arm up, coming into a twist and gazing up through the fingertips. Now, if it's quite uncomfortable for you to have your arm reaching up like this, you can place it on the low back as well instead of reaching up. Totally fine. And the other advantage here is that you can make sure that your left hip is not rising up. So we're not finding the twist by twisting the pelvis. We're finding the twist through the thoracic spine. Now find your breath here. Fill your body. Lighten up on the right fingertips. One more inhale. Exhale, unwind, coming back through center. Replace the right hand with the left hand. On your inhalation, the right arm lifts up. Lighten through the fingertips on the left hand. Squeezing that right shoulder blade in towards the spine, straightening elbow best you can. Option always just place your hand down on the low back, totally fine. Drop that right hip. You might lose a little range, but that's okay because it just means your movement, your twisting is coming from the right place. One more inhalation. Exhale through center, relax completely. Head heavy. Coming up into that flat back position once again, and tenting the fingertips. We're going to heel toe the feet towards the midline until they're just outside shoulder distance. Toes turned out, heels closer in. So we have this external rotation through the hips. Now from here, you're going to drop the hips down, coming into a squat. So if this is like totally impossible for you, grab a block and just sit down on your block. Yeah, exactly. So you can hang out on your block or you can have your butt just hanging out on its own. Wherever you arrive, really dig those elbows into the inside of the thighs and press the knees away as you lift the chest like you're extending through the spine. If you feel like constantly like you're gonna fall over, again, just put the block underneath your butt and that will really, really help. Beautiful. Now from here, you can play around with crow. So you can either just stay in your squat position, or if you would like, you can rock the weight forward, spread the fingers super, super wide, like you got little gecko hands, and you're gonna rock the weight forward. Now a little trick, guys, is to keep the head and gaze forward. That's gonna massively help with your balance. I know it sounds a little crazy, but it really does. So don't look down between your thumbs. Certainly don't look behind you. Look out in front of you. You just kind of keep rocking back and forth. Beautiful. And coming back into your yoga squat. Hands coming to the heart. And from here, let's as slowly as possible rise to stand. Just do your best. Ooh, good. When you get to the top, arms come by your side, stepping back to the top of your mat, Tadasana. Good. A few deep breaths here. Relax your shoulders. It's an inhale to get the arms up over the head. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, glide through three-legged plank. Inhale, bring your right knee to the right wrist. Exhale, place that right knee down, back leg stretches out, and we're in a pigeon. About 30 seconds to open up the outside of the right hip, squaring and centering the hip bones. So if you were looking from overhead, you would want your hip bones to be right in line with one another, not one above the other, right? Usually that means we need to draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. Good, pressing up through the palms. Tuck the back toes and lift that back knee. Now engage the left leg. Pressing through the palms, you're going to lift and hover the right leg. Lift it up, hover, and then send it back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, the left leg lifts. Exhale, coming through to high plank. Inhale to bring left knee to the back of the left wrist. Exhale, lower down the leg, stretch out the right leg behind you. Coming into pigeon, second side. Good, pressing up through the hands. Tuck the right toes under, engage and lift the back leg. No, don't lift the whole leg. Tuck through the back toes, lift the back knee and engage the quad, and then press through the hands to lift and hover the right leg. Hold for a moment, and then send that left leg back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, coming down into tabletop, crossing the ankles. We're gonna come right onto our backs. Pressing through the feet, bridging up, lift the hips by squeezing through the back of the legs. Now clasp your hands behind and underneath you, interlacing all 10 fingers. Try the best you can to press your palms together. It's okay if they don't actually get there, but just that's your intention. Now, shimmy and walk your upper arm bones together towards your spine. So now you're propped up on your upper arms. Tuck the chin, gazing down at the belly. Hold here, trying to press those palms together. Lift the hips high. Press evenly through the feet to continue lifting through the hips. And then find your breath. Good. Release your grip behind you. Arms come out by your sides. And very, very slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rolling the spine down until your pelvis touches. Beautiful. Stretch out the left leg long and hug the right knee in towards the chest. Relax the shoulders here, shoulder blades heavy on your mat. Good. Now bring that right knee across your body, coming into a twist. Lift and scoot back that bottom hip so that the hips are stacked one over the other. Right arm reaches out by your side and the gaze looks over the right shoulder. Slowly unwinding, coming back through center, picking up the hips, and they come back to the middle of your mat. The right leg stretches out long, and the left knee hugs in towards your chest. Shoulders relaxed, open through the chest, heavy through the shoulder blades. Relax your ankle. Relax your hug and bring that left knee across the body into a twist. And slowly moving back through center. Happy baby will be our final posture before Shavasana. If you can't grip the outside of the feet, just grab onto the ankles. You can rock side to side. And then let's come to stretch the legs out long. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. Close your eyes. And we'll be in our Shavasana for about 7 minutes. Giving permission to each muscle in the body to let go, that the work is done and it's time for rest. The breath softens, returning to its natural rhythm with no effort or manipulation. Temperature of the body cooling down. Allowing thoughts and feelings, emotions to drift by in your mind's eye. Not trying to stop or change any of them, just allowing them to be without judgment, without attachment. Slowly begin to bring small movements into your fingers and toes. Reaching your arms up above your head. Stretch out, take a big deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Slowly hugging both knees into your chest, rocking onto the right side of your body, resting in the fetal position for just a few breaths. Pressing up with as little effort as possible, coming into your original seated position, eyes closed. As you settle in, focus your attention to your breath. Taking a moment to extend gratitude to yourself for coming to practice today, for making this time for your practice. Bringing your hands together, pressing thumbs to heart. May we take the cultivation of compassion and patience and softness off the mat and into the world with us. May we move through the world with an open mind and an open heart, giving others the benefit of the doubt, and knowing that everyone, including ourselves, we're just doing the best that we can. Namaste.